Welcome everybody to Doc Dynasty, Dr. Poe Raval. Welcome to the channel that's completely devoted to keeping physicians in charge of their businesses and in charge of their own practices. So I received yet another large corporate closing. This is Prospect Medical. It is yet another private equity backed company. So as everyone might remember, Steward was the other one that just recently filed for bankruptcy. Prospect Medical owns 11,000 physicians in their practices. So these are private equity companies, as we know, that are coming in, buying up physician practices, putting doctors on salary for maybe 1 to 3 years, and cutting costs all over the place. So even with these highly supposedly profitable good business ventures, we're now beginning to see bankruptcies, and these are some of the largest groups. So 11,000 physicians that are part of this group are now part of a group that's filing for bankruptcy. Steward, similar situation. They also own hospitals. So what's happened is they value the hospitals for perhaps more than they're worth, and it allows them to go out on these buying frenzies. They are subject, because they're still physician offices and hospitals, they're subject on the same rules that an independent practice would be. So they're saying here that they filed bankruptcy for reduced revenue, rising costs, supply chain issues during COVID. Miraculously, I, like some other physicians, survived all of that and have not filed bankruptcy. So you have to wonder what the business plan is for these private equity groups. It's very, very scary what happens to physician practices once a group like this files for bankruptcy, because the rules have changed. They are no longer bound to pay that physician. The physician's practice is part of this larger private equity group. Perhaps they get to go out, back out, stay with the hospitals that they're with, and restart a practice. Now remember, they've sold their practice to Prospect Medical, which no doubt will go into all kinds of legal turmoil, and they no longer have access to these patients. So think twice before you enter these private equity groups, which all sound great, but this is what's happening, and I think these are the first two of many. Walgreens has also has filed for protection, and has also closed multiple offices that they had bought up not but a few years ago. And it's happening across the board. So think twice. Also, just remember that the same forces, what this reminds you of is that the same forces that our private practices are facing are the same forces that are bankrupting private equity groups. So the forces are the same. You are no more protected in a private equity group than you are in your own practice. So what actually happened here? This is what they're saying. Is why they're filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. They're saying it's because of reduced revenue, rising costs, and supply chains. What actually happened? Prospects, shareholders, and CEO got paid first. Sam Lee, the CEO of Prospect, got paid $90 million last year, and shareholders took out $257 million. How did they get paid? By bumping up the costs of what they owned, which were the hospitals. And off of that, they then paid out to the CEO and shareholders. So how are they going to recover? Well, of course, the first thing they're going to do is sell those very hospitals that they overvalued so that they have some cash coming in, right? No doubt that real estate will sell for less. People know they're in a bad situation, and it's going to take a lot of time. So I want to bring these things up to your attention because I think lots of physicians are wondering whether they should take these deals, and also whether they should give up years and years of practice, or even a few years of practice, to sell to these groups because they think they'll be better off. So the answer is no, you will not be. So Please listen. I welcome your comments. Let me know what you think. If you're one of these physicians who's sold out and is part of this bankruptcy proceeding, tell us what they're doing. All right, Dr. Raval, good to talk to you.